G'day everyone, this is RisingFunGaming and welcome to another Monster Hunter World beta video. This time around we're going up against the Nergigante once again, and we'll try Hammer for a change. It's definitely one of the most fun weapons in the series, and I always think that they make for entertaining videos. Always like watching Hammer users myself. Okay, so here he is, the big bad boy Elder Dragon, flagship from Monster Hunter World. Exceedingly surprised that they offered us the chance to fight him before full release. I really don't recall that being a thing in previous demos. Actually, I'm not even sure how long demos have been around. I think only since 4th gen, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. So yeah, it's an unexpected treat, I guess. And yeah, flagship. A very nice way to KO our boy. So his gimmick is he's kind of got these, I guess you could say, dynamic weak spots, directly related to the youngness of his spikes, which regenerate upon them being broken off either by other hunters or by himself, smashing himself into the environment and whatnot in an ultimate attack. So the kind of toing and froing, you definitely want to be hitting them whilst they're young or whilst they're fresh to get the max damage. Still not 100% sure on weak zone data for him. Obviously, it's an early point in time, but it seems that he can be resistant to damage at any part of the body, of course relating to the hardness of his spikes. And then at the same time, he can be very weak in all parts of the body where those spikes reside. So it's a very interesting concept, this dynamism of weak spots. It's never been seen in any monster in the Monster Hunter series, to my knowledge, at least in the main franchise. I don't know if there's anything crazy like that in Frontier perhaps, or even online. But yeah, very cool concept. Alright, so we got a ride here. I like hammer rides because the way to finish them are pretty cool. It's one of the ones that give you a charging attack. I think Greatsword does the same. And it's always worthwhile hopping towards the head there when you get to do the final one. And we got him there very nicely. Very awkward position, very awkward part of the map. I don't really like finishing the ride here, but we'll take what we can get, I guess. So yeah, he's a very dynamic creature. He's very agile at times, and he really hurts. And it's funny, like I think they've done a lot of things well with him. One of the things that's very interesting to me is just the way that the fights typically flow for me over time. So at the start, he's generally quite open and easy to get after a bit of practice. He's got the white spikes there for a long time, and I guess depending on how aggressive you are, you're going to be staying pretty effective for a decent amount of the first third to first half of the fight. And then he changes areas soon, and it always seems to be the point in the fight where it kind of starts to go downhill if I've not done enough damage and not been aggressive enough. And man, the tremors in this game, I'm still waiting to find out whether there's different stages of tremor now, or if that's just the default times for them. I think things like dizziness of the hunter now is longer across the board, at least with 0 arm skills affecting it. So I wonder if that's been a bit of a, I don't know, hunter balancing design decision by the Monster Hunter team. I'm not sure, but yeah, damn, that's a long tremor period. Very annoying. Very annoying. So we'll have to wait and see. On the one hand, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a lower level tremor because that one is so long. But I guess on the other hand, I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't, because that might be annoying and superfluous. I don't know if that's the word I want. It might be excessive to have more than one different tremor type. So usually by the time he comes here, he's got lots of hard spikes, and you really got to pick the area that you hit carefully. I'm not sure if I do that here, because of course this is in post, this not translation, commentary. I think his right arm is right for the hitting. Nope, it looks hard. So how do I deal with this? A little bit puffy, so that's good. So the leg not being particularly weak for us here. There we go, another ride. On the hard black spike, screw that. Let's stick to the back door. Yeah, this seems to be a common trend too at this point in the hunt. He'll eventually have a single wing with the young spikes, so they do throw you a bit of a bone here before he decides to just cast them off in his very aggressive diving spike shedding attack. So you know what, I'm not sure if I made the best decision to stick around there. Oh look, they're growing there, that's right. That's very fortunate actually. Yeah, I think at that point I decided, oh god, that's satisfying, knocking spikes off. I think I was satisfied to stay on the middle of the back there for the finisher to the ride there, because I wasn't sure whether the darkened area of his mane and head area there would have made the final hit of that ride like very low damage. We seemed to get an orange number, I think it was 40 something on the back, so don't think I'll complain. Almost got squished there, but we're lucky to have enough leeway there. Okay. Not a bad flash. He gives you a really decent amount of time to respond to his dives. Oh, we got a 66 in there as well. Okay. So the head is worth going for. And that tasty arm, we should be trying to go and hit that. Yeah, we do. Good. Good RFG. I'm proud of you in post. Oh, we tried there, but we failed. Okay, so it's looking like everything is dark at this stage. Pretty confident at this point he's got, yeah, he's gonna get his dive on. There it is. Oof. So it must just get to a point where he's like, right, everything's going dark. We've already got a limp, very good. So it even happens when he's down, which is very interesting. But yeah, good old chunky boy hammer. It's they gave us a really nice one because this one has paralysis on it, which gave us a little bit of leeway in terms of the paratoad paralysis strategy out in the first area there. Initially it should be pretty easy to get him to hover over a paralysis toad long enough to get the first paralysis, but by the time you get around to the second one, he's a little bit more jumpy, a little bit more aggro. Sometimes it's hard to keep him on it, so it's always nice to have both the paralysis knives and a paralysis element weapon to back you up. Pretty sure this was the only melee weapon that enjoyed paralysis in the beta demo. If we had been a little bit faster, we could have gotten a better one off, but we did get the final hit on that sliding tumble. Probably one of the hypest slide attacks in the game. That's for sure. But I don't know how many hammer users are out there, but what do you feel about the hammer in world? I think it plays very, very interestingly and fun in this game. Pretty much the only thing that I really am sad about is losing the unsheath uppercuts, which was very, very, very useful in previous games. Good to have a nice guaranteed unsheath attack that should be able to guarantee a head hit. Very, very nice, but I think maybe perhaps they've taken it away with the worry of PvP upswings, which if that's the sole reason they did that, then I think that's a little bit weak sauce. Perhaps there's another reason behind it. But I guess, I don't know, it wouldn't surprise me. There's There's a lot of weakening of PvP flinching now, which is kind of nice. It's only half disappointing that I don't get to launch people across the ground anymore with the hunting horn and hammer ground pounds. Only half disappointing. Part of me wants it back. DLC, please. And the final KO. I remember how this finishes. This is the way you finish a hammer fight in style. Woof, woof, boom. Delicious. Well, there is the Nergigante run with the hammer. It was super fun. It's not going to be breaking any world records by any stretch of the imagination. Definitely due to probably the midsection of the hunt. I'm still very dodgy on what to do at that point, but that's kind of the fun of it. And that's kind of how he works. He starts off pretty, well, relatively simple. Gets a little bit harder to strategize towards the middle, and if you let him go enough towards the end, it can be pretty manic. He can be pretty damn fast aggressive and smash you out pretty damn fast, giving you a bit of a climactic end to his battle. So yeah, pretty interesting monster. That's going to do for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. This is RisingFunGaming, and I'm looking forward to bringing you the final beta video for Gunlance very soon. Alright, look forward to that, and we'll see you next time.